With its dramatic coastlines, lush green hills, rustic villages and crystal clear waters, Kefalonia makes for an unforgettable Greek island escape. So in this video, we're going to be checking out some of the best areas to stay and visit, depending on what kind of holiday you're looking for. It's the largest of the Ionian Islands, and whilst much of Kefalonia is easy to explore, some of the most northern routes take a little bit more effort to reach, but they're well worth it. It was a nice and early start at Manchester Airport flying with TUI, and just over 3 hours later we landed, picked up the car hire and hit the road with the cameraman / little brother Ed, starting our journey in Poros. Nestled in the southeast corner of the island, Poros is a relaxed coastal village known for its rugged cliffs and local character. The working harbour is tucked between the mountains and sea, and it was the perfect introduction to the island, with a very local feel and just enough happening, attracting those who enjoy a quieter, more authentic experience. Lining the waterfront, you'll find plenty of friendly cafes and tavernas cooking up a storm, whilst accommodation is simple, traditional, and very much affordable. And despite being a popular gateway for ferries, it's a bit of a hidden gem. And talking of which, you can visit tgl.deals/Kefalonia to check out some heavily discounted holidays from the UK. Now heading clockwise around the island, we arrived in Skala. With its sophisticated bars, traditional tavernas and beautiful beach, Skala is one of the most sought-after destinations on the island. A popular beach resort in the south, Skala has a long stretch of soft sand, shallow waters and loads of space to unwind. So there's a nice buzz here, but it never feels overcrowded, and it's a place that caters equally to couples, solo travellers, families and groups. The town centre is one of the nicest on the island, and the streets are filled with cafes, cocktail bars and local tavernas that are nice and close to the beach, with some Roman remains just around the corner too. In terms of accommodation, there's something for everyone here, with budget-friendly options to more high-end beachfront hotels with pools and sea views. And if you're enjoying the video so far, let us know by hitting the like button below, as it helps us reach more people like you looking for holiday ideas. Cheers, on to the next one, Katelios. Katelios is a former fishing village that is all about its seaside tavernas and peaceful atmosphere. Less of a resort and more old-fashioned Greece, here you'll find a lovely stretch of seafront tavernas, tiny fishing boats and calm, shallow waters, ideal for swimming in. And it's another one that's often featured on this special deals page. Just visit tgl.deals/Kefalonia whenever you're ready to pick out a bargain. The beach is mostly pebble, but with sandy patches, and the whole place feels slow and peaceful, attracting couples and families who have grown to love its down-to-earth charm. Accommodation is modest and low-rise, with small hotels, family-run apartments and a few private villas make up the great value options on offer here. Next up along the south coast, we arrived in Lourdas. Sitting beneath Mount Enos, Lourdas is a hillside village with big sea views and a long beach. It's another one that comes with an authentic feel, with a village at the top and a fairly steep hill down to the beach, which is mainly made up of pebbles. Beachfront tavernas and bars are scattered around, and it's best suited to couples and those looking for a quieter, more local experience, whilst accommodation is varied with mainly good value villas, apartments and hillside studios looking out to the sea. And by the way, we've got loads more videos just like this one lined up and on the channel already, so if you're open to new destinations and holiday ideas, hit that subscribe button so you don't make the mistake of booking somewhere that just wasn't right for you. Nicely off the beaten track, Trapezaki is a quiet cove with a soft sand beach. It's more of a hidden local spot backed by greenery with shallow, swimmable waters and a lone taverna right on the beach. There's not loads going on here, which is part of the appeal. It's unspoilt, never crowded, and great for a swim with a view. A handful of mid-range villas and hillside apartments sit above the beach, and it's popular with independent travellers, couples, and those looking for somewhere peaceful but still close to the south coast's better known areas. Just around the corner is Agios Beach, a small scenic spot with soft sand and rocky edges. Tucked into the foothills of Mount Enos, Mousata and Karavados are two neighbouring inland villages that feel completely untouched by tourism. This is the Kefalonia of old, quiet, scenic and full of rural charm. There's not much in the way of shops or nightlife, but that's exactly the appeal for those who want to get off the beaten track. It's ideal for couples, walkers or travellers looking to immerse themselves in local life without straying too far from the south coast's beaches. You'll mostly find small guest houses and private villas here with great views down to the sea. Set on a gentle hillside with panoramic views over the south of the island, Peratata is a lovely traditional village. Winding streets, old stone houses and a slow pace of life define the atmosphere here. It's best known as the gateway to St George's Castle, a 16th century Venetian ruin perched on a hilltop with stunning views. It's well worth the €5 entry fee, and the area appeals to those who enjoy soaking up the culture alongside that authentic village life. Accommodation is limited but affordable, and it makes for a great day trip too. And if you're on the lookout for a deal to Kefalonia, make sure you visit the link on screen and in the description now, which will take you directly to this page where you'll find some incredible TUI offers. You'll first want to filter by departure airport, for example Manchester, and then hit apply. Next, you'll want to sort by price, low to high, and then you can check out some massively discounted holidays from there. The default option will be for 2 guests, but you can amend that here, along with some more specific dates and durations if necessary, and some other handy filters too. Prices include your flights, hotel, bags, transfers and ATOL protection. Just visit tgl.deals/Kefalonia to pick out a bargain from there. Tucked into the hillside, Spartia is a quiet coastal village with a gentle, authentic charm. Life moves slowly here, a few quiet streets, a small church, and just enough tavernas to feel lively enough without ever being busy. It makes for a great base because this stretch of coast is home to some of Kefalonia's most scenic and peaceful beaches, each with a slightly different feel, but all perfect for a dip. Mousata Beach is a tiny hidden gem carved into the rocky shoreline. With clear turquoise water and a handful of sunbeds tucked beneath the cliffs, it feels nicely remote, but it's easy to reach by car. Next up, we drove to Spartia Beach, which is another sheltered cove with shallow, swimmable waters and dramatic rock formations. Slightly further north is Myrtos Beach, wider, sandier and a bit more popular. It's backed by orange cliffs and two friendly tavernas that spill right onto the beach, which is where we happen to stop for lunch. Villas and apartments around Spartia are generally well priced, and it's particularly popular with families and couples. Next up, we drove inland to Svroronata. Svroronata is a laid-back inland village, and the area also makes for a great base for couples and families, mainly thanks to its lovely beaches nearby, whilst being dotted with great value villas, small hotels and apartments. Agia Beach is a quieter, soft sand beach with dramatic cliffs with a tucked-away vibe. Whilst Myrtos Beach is more of a family favourite with easy access and shallow waters, both great options for anyone staying in the area. Just up from here, we arrived in Lakithra. A green inland escape with panoramic views, Lakithra makes for a picturesque and peaceful base. And despite being only a short drive from the capital and the airport, it still feels very rural and removed from it all, with quiet streets and charming homes with gardens. Accommodation is mostly made up of traditional villas, holiday homes and a few low-rise apartments, generally very affordable with great access to the beaches nearby, attracting couples and laid-back travellers looking for a tranquil base in a handy location. Myrtos is a peaceful little village just minutes from the airport, and its crowning jewel is the trio of beaches that sit in front of the village with their soft sand and clear waters. Beaches aside, you'll find a handful of villas and apartments tucked up into the hillsides, making it a solid option for those looking for a low-key stay in a handy location without the higher price tags. And it's great for a bit of plane spotting too, or if you've just got some time to kill before your flight home. Holidays to Lassi take you to a Kefalonian hotspot with some of the island's best beaches. Like Myrtos Beach, which is one of the headline acts here, with its wide, clean, soft sand beach. And its beautifully clear waters backed by lush green trees. But despite being one of the island's most popular beach resorts, it's well kept and retains a relaxed atmosphere that doesn't feel overly commercialised, which actually sums up the island pretty well. There's a nice mix of cafes, tavernas and bars along the main coastal road, and it attracts everyone from couples to families looking for a social base just down the road from the capital, with plenty of good value, mid-range accommodation on offer. Just 2 kilometres from here, we parked up in the capital. Argostoli is the island's capital, buzzing with life. It had to be rebuilt following an earthquake in 1953, so it's a lot more modern than you would expect. Fast forward to today, and this bustling capital has got it all in abundance, with lively plazas, loads of bars and restaurants, a great mix of cafes, shops, and a seafront promenade that runs along the harbour. Early mornings here are a treat, especially if you're lucky enough to spot the resident turtles that often swim right up to the fishing boats. It makes for a brilliant base, and it's best suited to those looking for atmosphere amenities, and a bit more buzz than the coastal villages. Accommodation ranges from modern hotels to boutique stays, generally mid-range in price, but many places can get booked up pretty quickly, so it's worth booking early if you want the best value options. Just behind the long pedestrianised stretch by the waterfront, you'll find the central square, which gets busy with both locals and visitors in the evenings. It's walkable, friendly and buzzing at the same time, and it makes for a great night out. And if you're on the lookout for a deal to Kefalonia, make sure you visit the link on screen and in the description now, which will take you directly to this page where you'll find some incredible TUI offers. You'll first want to filter by departure airport, for example Manchester, and then hit apply. Next, you'll want to sort by price, low to high, and then you can check out some massively discounted holidays from there. The default option will be for 2 guests, but you can amend that here, along with some more specific dates and durations if necessary, and some other handy filters too. Prices include your flights, hotel, bags, transfers and ATOL protection. Just visit tgl.deals/Kefalonia to pick out a bargain from there. Just a short ferry ride away, or a 45-minute drive around the peninsula, we arrived in Lixouri. Lixouri is the island's second largest town, with a more relaxed feel and full of character. There's a slower pace to life here, and the central square is the heart of it all, lined with tavernas, cafes and ice cream parlours. And there's a decent spread of accommodation options too, from simple guest houses to boutique hotels, most of which offer excellent value for money. The vibe here is relaxed and unpretentious, attracting families, couples and more mature travellers. You've also got a couple of nice beaches nearby, like Mousata Beach, which is a great spot for a swim with its red gold sand and shallow waters. It's tucked away from all the main areas, but it feels like a great middle ground, with a lot more going on compared to your coastal villages, but a lot more peaceful than the capital. Now heading north through the mountains and windy roads, we arrived at the spectacular Myrtos Beach, which was like looking into a postcard. From above, the sweeping curve of the white pebbled beach, backed by towering cliffs and fronted by impossibly turquoise water, there's no wonder this is often voted the best beach in Greece. And as you wind your way down the steep road to the beach, the views only get better. And once you're on the ground, it feels surprisingly peaceful, like most places on this island, and this is the middle of July. It's not the easiest beach for swimming in, so not necessarily the most kid-friendly, but for scenery and photography, this place is hard to beat. There's not much in terms of facilities on the beach, apart from a couple of tavernas on the hill on your way out, and it's more of a day trip kind of place, as opposed to an area you'd stay in. From one postcard perfect spot to the next, we arrived in Assos. Assos is one of the most picturesque villages on the island, with a Venetian fortress and dramatic coastal scenery. Colourful houses tumble down the hillside toward a sheltered bay, where you'll be met with a small, pebbly beach with clear and calm waters. The charm here is in the setting, a quiet waterfront lined with cafes and tavernas, framed by cypress trees and overlooked by the dramatic ruins of the fortress, which you can climb up, but it was way too hot for that. It's ideal for couples or anyone looking for a picturesque place, but keep in mind that accommodation here is limited to mainly private villas. And with that, it's not the most budget-friendly spot on the island, with many people just swinging by for the day. Now heading towards the northern tip of Kefalonia, we arrived in the Saint-Tropez of Greece. A cosmopolitan marina town that oozes elegance, Fiskardo is where Kefalonia gets glamorous. Welcome to the island's most upmarket harbour town. Stylish, colourful and packed with yachts, chic cafes and seafront restaurants that spill out onto the waterfront. It's a great place for a stroll, with boutique shops, ice cream stops and smart tavernas at every turn, attracting couples, honeymooners and visitors hopping off their yachts. It's also one of the few places on the island where you'll find traces of Roman history just outside the village, alongside some hidden coves and swimming spots with crystal clear waters. Accommodation leans towards the higher end, with boutique hotels, stylish apartments and villas. This is one of the pricier areas to stay on the island. But if you're in luck, you might just find some excellent value by visiting tgl.deals/Kefalonia. Agia Efimia is a little slice of traditional Greece with hidden coves and a picturesque harbour. Sailboats bob gently in the harbour, backed by a long row of traditional tavernas and cafes. It's got a welcoming, friendly feel, with a slower pace of life that appeals to couples, solo travellers and yachties passing through. It sits quietly on the eastern coast of Kefalonia, but you've got plenty of places to stay here too. Mostly affordable studios, family-run guest houses and a few smarter boutique options. Last but not least, we arrived in Sami. Sami is a lively harbour town located on the east coast of Kefalonia. There's a long promenade lined with cafes, bakeries and tavernas, giving it a lively but unhurried feel. The town itself is walkable and welcoming, with a gentle buzz of ferries coming and going, small fishing boats and visitors hopping off for lunch or a day trip. The waterfront is perfect for an afternoon stroll, and the inland views are just as stunning as the sea. It attracts couples, independent travellers and families who want a mix of convenience and character, with plenty of good value accommodation on offer. The waterfront comes alive at night too, and there's a great atmosphere. But the nearby attractions are also a big part of the appeal, from the underground wonder of Melisani Lake, which was closed when we visited, to the numerous dramatic caves just a few minutes drive away. Another star attraction is Myrtos Beach, which is a stunning stretch of pebbly shoreline with classic Kefalonian style waters, perfect for swimming and chilling. And if you're in the market for a bargain, look no further than this link in the description and on screen here, tgl.deals/Kefalonia. Once you've done that, you'll be taken to this special TUI deals page, which has already been filtered by destination. First things first, you'll want to select your favourite departure airport here, for example Birmingham Airport. From here, I'd recommend that you sort by price low to high, which will allow you to browse the cheapest deals first, and you'll be struggling to find any better discounts anywhere else. These prices were accurate when we published this video, and availability will vary depending on the time of year, but you can still check for alternative dates and durations here. Additionally, you can filter by board, for example if you're only interested in all-inclusive holidays. And of course you can select the number of passengers here, and prices include your flights, hotel, bags, transfers and atoll protection. Take a look for yourself at tgl.deals/Kefalonia or just use the link in the description below, and thank you very much for watching.